America is in a crisis of creativity, and people in the creative arts and entertainment have had their lives upended as live performances have been suspended. In this video, get ready to change your life right now with 3 things that amazing creators do to encourage creativity and how you can do it too. And you should know something that may change your life. Creativity is back, not just among artists who are finding new ways to reach audiences through videos and new kinds of performances, but also in sciences with the development of new COVID-19 vaccines faster than anyone has ever thought possible. Pay attention to number 3, which will create massive action when you write down your inspiration so you don't forget it. And there are plenty of tactical tips right here. Are you ready? If so, let's flow. And before we dive in, please hit that like button, click that subscribe, and ring that bell. We really do appreciate all the love and support. Plus, that subscribe button could use some love too. Welcome to this Dancing in Life podcast, and welcome back to my 30-day challenge. I'm Saje here with you on Flow Gives Friday. We are in week 3 of our 30-day challenge, focusing on steps that you can take to become a better you. I'll be sharing stories of how everyday heroes dance with life to make the world a better place, and how they can find new hope after trials and tribulations. Let's all look at the bright side. This will really motivate you and others. The big idea here is that you can plan downtime or playtime as a way to decompress on a regular basis, since you need to step back in order to recharge your creativity. Growing up, there would be times when I wondered to myself, why am I different? I felt like I was different. I didn't know where this belief came from, but I would think real, long, and hard about it. And there would be instances that would flash back to when I was younger. And today, I want to share with you a flashback. I remember being in 5th grade at Hugo Reed Elementary School, and I was in history class. I've always had a fascination with history, learning to learn from the past and how to move forward as a society. I remember we were learning about the American Gold Rush in the 1840s. The teacher of the history class would surprise us at times with questions, and I used to be so afraid to raise my hand and answer questions because I thought, what if I messed up or missed the answer or said something really silly? Maybe others would laugh at me. At the time, I was struggling with feeling like I belonged and that I was enough. At times, I felt like I knew the answer, but I was afraid of being wrong for fear of being judged or laughed at. There have been some experiences of bullying that had me questioning my own self-worth. Of when I moved to America when I was only 5 years old and not understanding the language, not feeling like I belonged. I shared in another podcast about being called a fob or fresh off the boat. Now, I believe that everyone is unique and special, and it is a big lie when we don't feel worthy. The theme here is taking ownership of who you are, and all of you as you are. But in elementary school, the fear was just kicking into overdrive as a teacher asked the question, who made the most money during the gold rush? The stakes were super high as I knew the answer right away, but I was afraid to raise my hand out of fear. There was a long pause, and the teacher asked again. And then finally someone answered, it was someone who discovered the gold. That's incorrect. Who else? I knew the answer deep within, and it was like there was a guide that awakened within me in that moment that caused me to take a deep breath. And I raised my hand. The teacher said, yes, James. I stood up. I didn't even know why I stood up. I just did. The stakes were extra high as now the whole class was looking at me, and as I was usually afraid to speak up. And then it was like fear just gripped me from saying the answer that I knew deep within. And I felt my legs started to tremble as it seemed like it was so difficult to just utter out the answer. Once again, I took a deep breath and said the people who made the most money during the gold rush was probably the people who were selling the tools. And because of how excited they were about gold, they may have overpaid. And so the people selling the tools made money every time. You should see the surprise on my teacher's face as he was completely taken aback by my answer. He gathered himself for a moment and proclaimed, "That is absolutely right, James. That was an incredible answer. You know what? I'm going to let you go to recess early." Now, you might be sitting there thinking, who would want to go to recess by themselves? But let me tell you, right after I turned the corner and exited the classroom, it was like music had turned on as I started dancing and whirling around and round. It was a magical 15 minutes that I was out there by myself. I would even look into the other classrooms and I would play hide and seek, and I just had a blast. The fear of speaking in front of a crowd would still come back to haunt me on my journey. And it was a journey of overcoming, which I will share with you through these podcasts and more. And I learned a very important lesson, that everyone is unique and special, especially when you take ownership of who you are and have the freedom to share. You can encourage your creativity, which will give you more joy and help you gain a new perspective. Here are some suggestions. Exercise your creativity like a muscle. One surefire way to boost creative thinking is really go for it and try. Creativity isn't made out of some magical fairy part of the brain. It's essentially using all the same tools that go into doing everything else, but applying those tools in a creativity-specific ways. Research shows that when people try to think more creatively, they almost always can, and those effects are both significant and repeatable. The idea here is that the more you use your brain to do something, the stronger the connections between the cells involved become. How about switching up and changing your surroundings, even minimally? Data shows that creativity nudges can come from changes such as a warm cup of tea, or just even seeing the different colors in the room. Try switching out some items of your desk, orienting yourself differently, or doing an overhaul of what's there in front of you and what you're facing. Know that those nudges don't have to pertain to your physical surroundings. They can also be connected to your social setting. How about taking advantage of opportunities to periodically work in different areas of the office? What about sitting with new colleagues during lunch, or inviting people from different departments that you may not normally have lunch with? Although you might not have as much control over your work environment, you can change it up even in a virtual setting, having a different background, or sitting in a different part of the house to do your Zoom call. And all these can build up and translate to more significant creativity boost. Pay attention to and record new ideas that come to you. As people age, some people say that the number of creative ideas, they don't necessarily slow down, but they tend to capture fewer. When an idea or a small component of an idea comes to you, start making a point to preserve it. Jot it down in a smartphone note. Write it in a pocket-sized notebook, or carry it around and sketch it out in a napkin even. Capture now, evaluate later, says Epstein, who says his research has shown over and over again that capturing your new ideas is likely the most valuable aspect of boosting creativity. It's time now for our powerful flow action to get you moving forward now. Today's action is called Let's Get Happy. You have a power that the rest of the world doesn't. You have the power to control your emotions. We are the only beings on the planet that with one thought can be happy. Another thought can be sad. Another thought can be excited. Don't believe me? Follow these steps closely. Here are the steps for today's action. Let's get happy. Now, first, from a scale of 0 to 10, get an idea of what does level 1 happy look like? Like, yay. What does level 10 happy look like? Like the most happy that you can be. Yay! 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 Yes! Okay, so step 1 is go to level 10 happy right now. Yay! Yay! Woo! All right, now step 2. Now all of a sudden jump to level 1 happy. Yay! Yay! Like a kid who had a birthday party and realized that they didn't have any cake. Now, step 3, go to level 15 happy. Yes, 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 yes! Woo! Share that with someone. Tag 2 friends who could use more happiness and joy and co-create this experience with them. Hashtag we are happy. And tag your friends and tag Flow Army. Post one thing that you've learned here during the week and share with friends, because sharing is caring. The hope here is that you will plan your downtime so you can decompress on a regular basis, since you realize that you need to step back in order to recharge your creativity. I want to thank you for being with me on Dancing in Life and for this 30-day challenge. I'm Sage Flow, and I look forward to spending time with you tomorrow for Lover Self-Care Saturday, when we look together at scheduling a regular time where you can connect with friends, loved ones, and yourself. And if you like what you find in this series, you'll definitely want to check out my free 7-day challenge, which is available in the description below, that you can check out now. Dancing in Life, changing lives one step at a time. Flow Army, flow on.